LDBC, and we are live here for my morning workout. And let's talk about it. Let's talk NBA playoffs. Let's talk NBA trades. And I'm going to start with this. There are rumors floating around that the Lakers are thinking about signing CP3 in a potential trade package, maybe a sign and trade with the Golden State Warriors, or I believe CP3 isn't going to free agency this summer. He will not re-sign with the Golden State Warriors, according to reports from what I've been hearing, and he could potentially go to the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm gonna say this is about 15 years too late. I am not in agreement with signing another 39-year-old player on his team, but I bet y'all know where I'm going with this. I know you know who would be in agreement with that. And once again, Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss are probably gonna go all in because they've already decided to go balls to the walls on everything that LeBron James wants. They're willing to sell the farm, sell their stock, and pretty much just sold their souls to LeBron James to pretty much give him what he wants at the expense of the team and the management and the organization as a whole, and even the fan base. And anybody who really loves basketball will not like this trade. This is not a good trade. Thank you, Texas T. Beyond true. He is very washed up. What's happening, man, this morning, Barry? What's going on, man? Man, that dude, man, he's like, this is like 15 years too late, man. But I guarantee you, see, LeBron James is like he's a snake slithering through the grass. You know, he's so maniacal and manipulating. Like he throws rocks, hides his hands, act like he ain't got nothing to do with it. Just like he told that lie the other day about how he don't have nothing to do with the trades. Well, allegedly he lied. You know, he don't have anything to do with the trades, you know, or any decisions made by well, not trades. He ain't denied that, but like the decisions as far as the head coaches. Come on now, stop it. A blind man can see. Ray Charles can see that J.J. Redick is his guy. You know, you can see that that's the guy he wants. Anybody with common sense knows that J.J. Redick is the guy who LeBron James wants to get the head coaching job with the Lakers. Come on, let's not act like we were born yesterday. Yeah, man. Man, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm telling y'all, man, the Lakers don't need to make this move, man. You see CP3 struggled all season long. Not only did he struggle on the basketball court, they can still get you 15 and probably 15 and 4. You know, probably maybe 3, 4 or 5 assists a game. You know, he's still, you know, he's efficient, but it doesn't move the needle enough, and he can't stay healthy. It's not even a good return on what you invested him because he's gonna be injured half the season. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing because, you know, he's almost 40 years old. I think LeBron James is 5 months older than CP3, 6 months older than CP3. They're essentially the same age. I think LeBron came in 2003, CP3 like 2004 or 5. It's another guy who's been in the league 20 years, bounced around the league, you know, in his latter years. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he's great. I think he's one of the greatest point guards that ever played the game in his heyday. But at this stage of his career, you know, he's not that guy anymore. It's not worth the Lakers going out and getting it. And we should bet not trade nobody for him. You bet. Oh my gosh. Dude, if they trade anybody for CP3, I'm boycotting the season next year. He's not worth a trade. Now, if you want to sign him to a league minimum, you know, vet minimum, you know, I can understand something like a vet. I appreciate. Sorry about that, y'all. I can understand, man. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. That clown getting on here, man. I'm gonna show you MC Hammer when you get blocked from here to Guatemala. That's your MC Hammer. So hammer time. You got block time. So, idiots. CP3, if he agrees to sign a veteran minimum contract, then that's cool. I could go with him being signed to a vet minimum. I can see that. But come on, dude, man. CP3, man, he ain't worth no major contract, no max deal, no trade. But I guarantee you, LeBron James behind the scenes trying to pull strings just like he did with that Russell Westbrook. And the Lakers are so dumb, they gonna go ahead and do whatever he wants them to do because they want him to stay. And him and Rich Paul are already said that they're not gonna re-sign with the Lakers. They're gonna be divas all summer long like he always does. So the way the whole summer can be about LeBron James. See, that's the thing. Y'all wonder why I talk about this guy, but that's the reason why. Because he can't just do what everybody else does and do things quietly, make a decision, and just if either you're gonna stay or you're not gonna stay. You got two decisions to make. This whole thing, and then you got to deal with the situation with Bronny all summer long. LeBron James, where is he going? Who's gonna draft Bronny so we can get LeBron James? I am so fed up with this dude. I've had enough of this guy, man. And like the league ought to just be like, dude, I honestly, I wish no team would sign LeBron James to a contract at this point so he can go away. Bronny James, I wish this kid the best of luck. I've heard some of y'all come on here and say that leave a man's son's name out your mouth. Well, let's put that in context before I address the other things. Because I actually like Bronny James. But let's look at it like this. Last I checked, 19 was grown. Okay? Yes, he's LeBron James' son, but y'all act like he's 15. He is not a child, he's an adult. So just like everybody else is subject to be criticized, then, Bronny James get that smoke too. He's a man. So you sign up to be in the NBA, you sign up to be a professional basketball player, then you are not above reproach or criticism. So let's stop it right there. But honestly, if I was Bronny James, man, I would distance myself as far away from my father as I could. It's not anything personal. I know he loves his dad, respects his dad, and that's admirable because I teach and preach that children should obey their parents. That's in the Bible, Honor your mother and father, that your days may be long upon the earth. Yes, he should honor his father, but that doesn't mean he has to play on the same team with his father and deal with all that drama and be quite honest, the stress that comes along with playing on the team with LeBron James. And not only that, you his son too, so you have the name LeBron James. They may call you Bronny, but at the end of the day, your name is LeBron James. Yeah, the real players. I know what you mean. Yeah, and this is kind of a weak draft class, really, man. I'm like, I couldn't tell you 3 people is in the draft this year. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm not gonna be, glued to the NBA draft. Now, I may go back and watch the replays or something like that. But if I got something to do, put it this way, if I got something to do on draft night, I'm gonna elect to do whatever else it is I got to do. I'm not gonna stop everything to watch the NBA draft. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. I think the women's draft was more exciting with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, you know what I'm saying, than this year's men's draft class. So, at the end of the day, if I was Bronny James, I would just focus on playing basketball. I go back to school. Don't worry about the agents. It's not like you need money. Your family's got money. Go back to school, young man. Get your education. Hone your basketball skills. And get better at the game of basketball. That's what he got to do. He has to get better at the game. And so that's what it needs to be. Let it be about basketball. Let's get better. Let's talk about Edwards. He's a monster. Yeah. Anthony Edwards is the man, dude. They lost last night. I left my commentary last night. Some things they need to work on. They got to find ways to get Anthony Edwards open more. Get him where he's coming off screens more. They don't set good screens. I noticed that Minnesota, some of their screens are a little messy. I like Karl Anthony Towns. He'll do a pick and pop a lot. I see that. Where he'll set a pick and then he pops out. And then, I think Minnesota just need, in game two, they need to penetrate, attack the basket more. They were missing a lot of wide open three-point shots. And to be honest, Dallas was too. Dallas was missing a lot of shots too. But I think the battle-tested, more playoff experienced team won last night. And it showed. And I want to see Minnesota win this series really bad, but it's going to be a tall task, man, because when you talk about Kyrie Irving, a man who's won a championship, Luka, who's been to the playoffs on numerous occasions, a Hall of Fame coach who played, won championships in the NBA, one of the greatest, probably top 3-4 point guards in the history of the game, and Jason Kidd, who's a basketball savant, a genius in play call and the defense and all that kind of stuff. And he played for Rick Carlisle, one of the more prominent basketball minds in the game, who's actually coaching the Indiana Pacers right now. But I just don't think, I think Minnesota has got a lot of things they got to work on. Anthony Edwards, without a doubt, is great. But the problem with Minnesota is everybody doesn't show up every night. And that can be problematic when you get down. Especially when you get in the Western Conference Finals or Eastern Conference Finals, role players can't afford to take nights off. That's time when they got to get out there and everybody has to be clicking. Everything has to be clicking on all cylinders. Everybody involved has to be doing their part on a consistent basis. The rebounding got to get better. Luka was killing them boys on the boards. See, sometimes I think we neglect, we forget, because Luka's kind of more of a guard, like point guard, kind of like. And sometimes I think we forget Luka's like 6'8", 6'9". So he's a big, literally he's a big, and he's heavy too. Luka probably weighs about 275, 280, something like that. 6'7", 6'8". And he's a problem. Luka's a problem on all fronts on the basketball court, man. And Luka did Luka last night. And you're not gonna stop Luka, you're not gonna stop Kyrie. But what you gotta do is try to neutralize those other guys and make them become a non-factor. But to be honest with you, their role players didn't play very good last night. Because role players you typically play well on the road. So the role players weren't playing, it was just Luka and Kyrie was just killing, man. And Ant-Man just he couldn't get it going, man. It's like the second game in a row. Anthony Edwards, I need more from you. Anthony Edwards, you're gonna have to step up, man. You got to play better ball, man. Be more efficient offensively. And I understand that the double teams and other things, but that's why the other guys on the floor got to hit their shots. Because see, everybody's staying home on Anthony Edwards because guys aren't hitting wide open shots. They got to hit their shots. Those guys are going to have to hit, McDaniels and all those guys, man. They're going to have to, McDaniels is one of the better shooters, though. But the other guys, man, those guys are going to have to make those wide open shots. They're missing too many shots. Mike Conley's missing shooting bricks. No, he's shooting enough bricks to build a retirement home. And like I said last night in my post game, I think Karl Anthony Towns was pouting at the end of the game because he got that play call back, which I thought that was absolutely just egregious. They should have never called that against Karl Anthony Towns. When the truth of the matter is, he was not goaltending. The ball came off the back off the rim at the right angle. He put it back. It was a stick back, which tied the game. And essentially, when they took that away, it caused Minnesota to be down 2 instead of the game being tied. And then at that point, Karl Anthony Towns was a non-factor at that point because he was angry about the play. And then he was kind of lazy on defense, and he let it get under his skin. And you got to be able to, referees going to make bad calls. They're going to do that in a game. But you got to bounce back from that, take it on the chin, and keep moving, man. You got to keep playing ball. You can't stop because of a bad call, man. Kyrie and Luka, they may be hitting the finals. As bad as I want to see Minnesota, honestly, the most logical thing is Dallas. Dallas and Boston. It's probably what it's going to be. Yeah, that's the story that everybody, the narrative everyone wants to see. Minnesota got time, but I wouldn't count them out because I thought that Minnesota was going to lose to Denver when Denver came back and won 3 straight. So you can't count Minnesota out yet. But they better win game 2. I know that. You lose game 2, it's the night, boy. It's night, because that's essentially what they did to the Denver Nuggets. Denver had home court advantage, and Minnesota came in their house, in the boys' house, and took the first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? And then it put them behind the 8 ball. Now they did come back, and win 3 straight, but they was already so far behind, man. Trying to get back, and then they were gassed after winning them 3 games. And then essentially they lost the next 2. So you don't want to ever take a chance at losing them first 2, because if you lose the first 2, you got to win 3 out of 4. And that's hard for anybody. Billy Bruce, I'm a Celtics fan, born and raised. We want to play Kyrie. Man, I'm going to tell you, man. Billy Bruce, you know what I'm saying? You talking to a Lakers fan, I'm gonna be generous and kind to you, so I'm not gonna dismiss you from my channel for being a Boston Celtics fan, but just know you in Laker territory when you come on my channel. Just know that. I don't take too kindly to Boston Celtics fan, but that would be, in all fairness, that would be a nice matchup. Kyrie and Luka versus Jason Tatum. I'm gonna tell you, if Dallas makes it to the finals, they're gonna win the championship. Because I've been saying all along, whoever comes out of the West is gonna win. Because, man, Boston ain't been tested. They've been in that weak Eastern Conference and they ain't been doing nothing. They've been playing a bunch of injured teams and all that stuff. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but the Boston Celtics have been playing trash teams the whole way through. So, to get in the finals with Dallas, and boys gonna mess around losing 5 games, 6 at the most. All right, y'all. This your boy Brandon on Sports TV. Shout out to LDBC. Chris Paul to the Lakers is a horrible idea, and once again, is being perpetuated by that snake in the grass, the Michael Jordan wannabe, washed up has-been king who calls himself the GOAT, but is not even in my top 10. All right, y'all. Brandon Love Sports TV. It's your boy. I'm out. Peace.